Hello! Hello, we're here!
Sarah!
Annie dear.
Good journey?
Oh yes, not too bad. Reg drove far too fast as usual, but we got here. Oh, it's so lovely to come down. I've been looking forward to this weekend away from it all for weeks. Weekend? It's barely a day. You've no idea how that dreary little house of ours gets me down.
Oh, it's not so bad.
Try living there sometime. No decent shop, no cinema, not even a hairdresser, except some awful place I can't go into because of the smell. I said to Reg, for goodness sake, you're an estate agent. Surely you can get the pick of anywhere. And then we finish up in somewhere like that. You're so lucky, Annie. You've no idea. Just to see a tree once in a while, and the birds. I really miss it. Now then, how are you? Let's look. Oh, Annie, darling, you look just the same. Your hair.
Oh, I know. I haven't brushed it today. I washed it this morning.
What's the good of washing it if you don't brush it? It looks like a bramble bush.
Oh, nobody sees it. Postman, milkman, a couple of cows, a mother.
And Tom.
Oh,
we
yes,
mustn't forget
Tom.
And how's Mother?
Oh, no better, no worse. She hasn't felt like getting up, not for weeks.
Well, you should make her. She needs to.
Oh, Wickham says if she doesn't want to, don't make her.
Wickham? Oh yes, I never really cared for him. His eyes are too close together. Still, I suppose he's all right as a doctor. He must be better than ours. I mean, this business with my back was practically criminal.
Your back?
Surely I wrote and told you. I'm sure I did. I was so upset about it, I wrote and told everyone.
Oh, yes.
Annie, I must buy you a new jumper, remind me.
I'm attached to this one.
I should think you are. You're wearing it at Christmas. We'll have to chisel it off you. Lovely flowers. Now tell me, where are you going?
When?
For your weekend, where are you going?
Well,
Oh, come on, don't be so secretive.
well, I was going to Brighton.
Oh, lovely. Brighton is gorgeous. I think I was there with Reg just before we were married. There's a heavy little pub somewhere.
No, well, I couldn't get in at Brighton.
Couldn't get in?
No, it was fully booked. I forgot it was summer.
Oh, yes. So where are you going?
Well, rather fancied East Grinstead.
East Grinstead?
Yes.
What an extraordinary idea. What on earth made you choose there?
Well, it sounded interesting.
Yes, I suppose it is. But I've never heard of anyone having a holiday in East Grinstead. I suppose they do, but I've never heard of anyone.
Well, I am.
Yes, I think I'd have almost preferred Eastbourne, but... Do you like this?
Oh, super.
It was like a 10 to me when I bought it, but I had it altered. I'm rather pleased. Now, you're to leave everything to me. I'm taking over. Just tell me what pills and potions Mother has, and when she has them, then off you go.
Oh, I've written it all down somewhere. I'll show you. The only difficult thing is her drops.
Oh, well, if they're difficult, Reg can cope with them. He's going to do most of the running up and downstairs anyway. I mean, this is a holiday for me too. She's his mother. He can do something for her for a change.
How is he?
Reg? Oh, he's still Reg, you know. I've tried. God knows I've tried. But he'll still always be basically Reg. You know, he's your sister, brother after all. There are times when I think he's sleepwalking. I have to force him to make an effort. Heaven knows how he runs a business. I'd certainly never let him sell a house of mine.
I've left you a cold supper.
Oh, you shouldn't have bothered.
I knew you wouldn't.
You shouldn't have bothered.
I've left
You
it out
really
on
shouldn't
the
have
kitchen
bothered.
table.
Lovely.
I was just laying things in here.
There's no need for that. You can eat our fingers. What a holiday, for heaven's sake.
Have knives and forks.
Oh, fine. Don't bother now. Just please get changed and go.
Okay.
Oh, I nearly forgot. How's Tom?
Tom? Oh, fine, I think.
Still seeing a lot of him?
Oh, he's generally around when he's not out curing sick animals. He's here at the moment, actually. Cat's got something wrong with its paw.
Must be fascinating being a vet. It's a pity in a way he's not a proper doctor.
Is a proper doctor. He just prefers animals to people.
That came from the heart.
No, he just likes animals. I don't think he's very fond of our cat, but he likes most animals.
Yes. But he's a bit heavy going, isn't he? I've always found him a trifle ponderous. Perhaps it's shyness.
No, I think he's probably ponderous.
So he hasn't shown any more interest?
What?
Well, you. At Christmas we were beginning to think he was sitting up and taking notice of you just a little, pricking up his ears.
Like a mongrel with a pedigree bitch.
Yes, well...
Honestly, stop trying to pair us off. He just comes round when he's bored, that's all.
A man doesn't spend as much time as Tom does round here without a very good reason. Believe you me, you don't have to be psychic to know what that is.
Well, if it's that, he's never asked for it. And even if he did, he wouldn't get it, so I don't know why he bothers.
Oh, you're getting dreadfully coarse.
Oh, you're just a prude.
No, I'm not a prude. No, I've never been called that. You can't call me prude, that's not fair, Annie. I mean, I don't care for smutty talk or dirty jokes. I just don't find them funny or particularly tasteful. That isn't being prude, that's just normal, decent behaviour.
Yes.
This is something quite different. I don't have a television set on at all these days.
Look, all that happens is, he just comes round here like he has done for years. I feed him, he sits and broods, sometimes we talk, and that's all.
Talk about what?
Oh, super exciting things like does the kitchen ceiling need another coat, and distemper, and hard pad, and foot and mouth, and swine vesicular disease. And then I put Mother and retire to bed, alone, itching, and count diseased sheep crashing headlong into the gate. Look, for all I know, he may be passionately in love with me. He may be flashing out all sorts of secret signals which I just haven't noticed, but he's never even laid a hand on my knee. God forbid.
But you're fond of him?
He's very kind, yes. Like him a lot. Sometimes miss him when he's not here. I suppose that means something.
Yes. You see, I was rather hoping, I know it's wicked of me, but I was rather hoping that you and Tom were planning to go off this weekend together.
Oh, no.
You're not, are you?
No, not at all.
Are you sure?
Of course I'm sure.
You're looking very shifty.
I'm not, honestly, stop it.
Stop what?
Stop looking at me like that.
Like what?
Like that, stop it.
You're a dreadful liar.
I'm not.
Listen, if you are, there's no need to keep it a secret from me. I mean, you said I was a prude, but I think I've just proved that I'm not, surely. I mentioned it first. I think it's splendid. I think if you and Tom were to get away from this house and Mother and everything, it would be the best thing you could do. It's what you both need. Very sensible.
Yes.
Have a lovely time. I only wish it were me. Not with Tom, of course, but I think that's what we all need now and then, isn't it? A nice, dirty weekend somewhere. Oh, it's so exciting. I'm so pleased you're doing it. I think the best bit is waking up in the morning in some strange room and finding some exciting looking man beside you and... You have a double room?
It's a bit more complicated than that.
Oh, how do you mean? You haven't a double room?
No, it's just...
What, you're not pregnant?
No.
Oh, God.
No, it's just... Oh, gosh, I didn't mean to tell you.
Tell me what?
It's awfully sordid. Sure you want to hear?
Of course I want to hear.
It'll shock you.
My dear, I have been married for 8 years. I have 2 children. I think I've just about seen everything there is to see. I defy you to shock me. I honestly defy you.
Well, remember last Christmas when you were all here?
Yes.
You and Reg and Ruth and Norman, and then you and Reg went home early.
Because Denise didn't want to miss her dancing classes.
And after that, well, Ruth was ill.
Or so she said.
Well, she was flat on her back with something for a week, and that left Norman and me more or less to cope. Tom was in Scotland on a course.
Yes.
Anyway.
I'm beginning dreadfully not to like the sound of this one little bit.
Anyway. Oh, golly, I'm getting dreadfully hot.
Go on, what?
Well, you know Norman, he's...
Yes, I know Norman very well.
Well, he's not a bit like Tom. I mean, just the opposite to Tom. Norman doesn't bother with secret signals at all. With Norman, it was just wham, thump, there we both were on the rug.
Rug?
Yes.
Which rug?
The front and the fur one.
What is it? Why are you laughing?
Doesn't matter which
I
one.
don't think it's funny.
No, nor do I.
Annie, will you pull yourself together? Annie, what happened on the rug?
Everything happened on the rug.
Ruth, no? Or Tom? Well, I blame Norman. This is absolutely typical. For a rug. That's just the sort of thing. Annie, will you stop making that ridiculous noise? Typical behaviour. Was that it? Was that the only occasion?
Oh yes, Ruth got better and they both went home.
Well, I suppose it could have been worse. That poor woman. I mean, I don't have a lot of time for Ruth, as you know. Personally, I find her snide remarks and her violent ups and downs just a little too much to cope with. I know she's your sister. I'm sorry for talking like this. However, I wouldn't wish my worst enemy married to a man like... not even Ruth. Heaven knows why they married. I never understood it. What did she see in him?
Norman said it was uncontrollable animal lust that drew them together.
Norman told you that?
Yes. He says it's all died out now. They're like two empty husks.
Yes, hardly surprising. Well, believe me, you're well clear of that, dear. You're well clear of that one.
You don't think I should then?
What?
Go.
Go where?
This weekend.
This weekend?
With Norman to East Grinstead.
You were planning to go with Norman to East Grinstead?
Yes. He couldn't get in anywhere else.
You're not serious?
Oh, yes.
But how could you even think of it?
He asked me.
What has that got to do with it?
I wanted a holiday.
Well, this wouldn't just be a holiday. I mean, you just don't go on holiday with your sister's husband.
It was only a weekend and I needed a holiday.
Well, you could have gone on your own.
I don't want to go on my own. I'm always on my own.
But did you realise what you were getting yourself into?
The way Norman put it sounded simple. Just a weekend.
Norman will put it any way that suits Norman. Did you think of Ruth or Tom?
Oh, to hell with Tom. He could have asked me if he'd wanted to. If I waited to be asked by Tom, I wouldn't even get an old folks outing.
Well, what about Ruth?
That's up to Norman. He wrote to me, and then he phoned and asked me. And I suddenly thought, well, yes. If I'm being really truthful and knowing Norman, I didn't think it would ever happen.
Well, you were certain enough about it to get Reg and I down. We've had to go to all the trouble of taking the children to their grandparents so they wouldn't come down here because we knew they disturbed Mother. I've had the trouble of delegating responsibility for the bring and buy sale, which I'm sure will be a disaster, as I'm the only one among them with any sort of organising ability. And Reg had to cancel his golf.
I'm sorry, I've been feeling sick about it all morning.
Yes, well, I'm sure we all are.
Well,
Where are you going?
oh, I don't know, I was just...
I think it's just as well we are both here. You're quite obviously in need of a rest. Now I want you to sit down here and leave everything
all right,
to me. Let's start with. You're not going anywhere this weekend, not while I'm in this house.
What about my
You
weekend?
can have your weekend here. Reg and I will cope. That's what we came down for. You can certainly get the idea of going anywhere with Norman. That's fine. You're staying here.
Yes, I rather thought I would be.
What you need is rest.
Oh,
Tom! How nice to see you, Tom.
hello Sarah, keeping fit?
Tom, I've just been saying, I honestly think Annie's been overdoing it.
Believe you think so?
You really take more care of her. We'll expect you to keep an eye on her, you know, when we're not here.
Do my best.
She's rather your responsibility.
Yes, can't have that. Been trying to get that cat out of the tree. Your cat's gone up a tree, Annie.
Oh,
Anyway, Annie's just decided she's not going anywhere this weekend. She's going to stay here and have a good rest.
Septic paw, you know.
Reg and I will be here to look after her.
That's good news. Can't you go then?
no.
With your help, of course, Tom, you must stay for supper.
Oh, supper?
Mustn't he, Annie?
Why not?
I'll save me opening a tin at home.
Lovely. Now I just must pop up and see Mother, then I'll come down and organise everything. Leave it all to Reg and me. Where is Reg? I asked him to bring the cases in ages ago.
I left him in the garden.
What's he doing in the garden?
Nothing much, just talking to Norman.
Norman? Norman is here?
Yes.
Norman is here under this roof?
No, he's in the garden. We were chatting away.
Oh my God! Chatting about what?
On various subjects, cats, and his pyjamas.
Pajamas?
Yes, he was showing them to me.
Do you mean he was wearing them?
No, he was just waving them about.
Tom, stay here with Annie, don't move. Stay here, I'll be back.
Did you know Norman was here?
Yes, I saw him earlier.
Oh, were you expecting him?
Not really, no.
Oh, well,
Oh,
put your feet up.
what?
I shall put your feet up.
No, not at the moment.
What's the other name, by the way?
Oh, no, just cat.
Oh, that's all right. Don't suppose he minds. Preferable to Oscar or Herbert or something. He probably wouldn't answer to it if he had one. Cats' names are more for human benefit. They give one a certain degree more confidence that the animal belongs to you. Of course, they never do. Cats belong to no one but themselves.
Oh, I'm so stupid.
All right.
I feel such a fool.
Oh, not much answer to that, is there? Oh, mind if I have a water biscuit?
I'm sitting here on my own.
Yes, it did appear a little odd, I must say.
How long have you known me?
Oh, years.
Years. And in all that time, have I ever even hinted I'd like to go off on my own?
Not so far as I know.
Well, what on earth made you think I wanted to do it now?
Well, I don't know, simmer down.
Why didn't you say, Annie, will you be all right on your own? Would you like some company? Someone to come along? Someone to talk to? Why didn't you think of saying it just once?
Come on.
Or was the whole prospect just too awful?
No.
Well then?
Well, you should have said something. You should have asked me along. I'd have come. You should have asked me.
Dear God, yes, I'd have had to have done.
Don't blame me.
I'm not blaming you. Oh, none knickers.
Language? You're getting awfully het up. I should put your feet up.
I don't want to put my bloody feet up.
Annie! 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 Where is she then? Where's that little sister of mine? Oh, where is she? No idea. Kitchen, possibly. Ah, here's a laugh, you know. Who? Norman. Goes on and on. Don't know what he's talking about. Makes me laugh, though. I like him. She doesn't, but I do. Women don't, you know. Not many women like him. Don't know why. Sarah can't bear him, won't have him in the house. Not with his wife. I think Annie gets on all right with him. Ah, well, Annie. She's something special, Tom. You'll be all right with her. Take my word for it. If you decide to marry any of us, marry her. Not that I'm saying you should, mind you, but if you did, well, you can't marry Ruth. And I don't think you'd fancy me, so there's not much of a choice, is there? They're all a bit peculiar at the moment. Who are? The women. They're all on edge for some reason. The women are restless at night, eh? Full moon, eh? Probably a full moon. Oh! No, they're all on edge. Something's upset them. Norman. Or mice. One or the other. I hear Annie's not going now. Apparently not. Could have had my golf if I'd known. Never mind. Better go up and see Mother in a minute. Two of them. Too much of a good thing. I'll put it off as long as I can. Mother always says the same thing. What did you go and marry her for? Biggest mistake of your life. You'll live to regret it. Trouble is, she's probably right. I mean, I can never think of a convincing answer. There are compensations, children sometimes, even Sarah sometimes. But when I sit alone in this house, you know, and listen to the quiet, I wonder why I left. I had my own room here, all my own books, my own desk, shelf for my hobbies. I used to sit up there in my school holidays, happy as a sandboy. Used to make these balsa wood aeroplanes, dozens of them. Mind you, they never flew. As soon as I launched them, crack, nosedive, firewood. Didn't really matter, it was a hell of a bore winding them up anyway. I built one for the kids the other day. They didn't really take to it. Where are the guns, Dad? Where are the bombs then? Oh well, what do you expect? You know, I think I've stopped her from going. Who? Annie? You have? Yes. Hope we get some dinner soon. I'm getting peckish. You see, she didn't really want to go on her own. On holiday? Oh well, who does? I think she rather expected me to come along too. Should have been in there like a shot, eh? Yes. These are stout. And now I've got to upset her. Oh dear. I've never been very good at that sort of thing. Always seem to miss the moment. That's how it goes, isn't it? Yes. I've let her down. I can feel myself doing it while I'm doing it. I suppose I'll have to find a way of making it up. I shouldn't bother. It'll blow over. Wait for the new moon.
What are you doing here?
Oh, I beg your pardon. I didn't know the dining room was closed.
Where's Annie?
Gone to get us something to eat, I hope. Slaving over a hot stove.
She is not. Anyway, it's a cold mill. Where is she?
I don't know.
You haven't left her in the living room with Norman?
Possibly. He's all right. He won't bite her.
Oh my God.
Tom will inject her for rabies, won't you, Tom? Oh, it's all right. I'll give her a... Tom will inject her for rabies.
Tom, stay where you are. Reg?
What?
Go and see if they're in there.
Why don't you?
Because I'd rather you did, please.
I'm not interested if they're in there. It doesn't matter to me if they're in there or not. You're the one who's interested if they're in there.
Will you please do as as I asked for once. Besides, it will look much more natural.
I say, what's going on?
Nothing to worry about, Tom. Nothing at all.
I don't think it looked more natural. I mean, what's natural about me walking in there, looking around and walking out again?
Well, pretend you've gone to fetch something. Use your imagination, for heaven's sake.
All right, what am I supposed to be fetching?
I don't know anything.
What's all this about a cold meal? What sort of cold meal?
Cold meat and salad. Now go on.
There's one thing I can't stand when I'm hungry, it's salad.
He's a difficult man. Quite a difficult man. Ask him to do a simple thing for you and there's a 20-minute argument. Did you talk to Annie?
Yes?
Did she say anything?
Yes, she told me why the whole thing had fallen through, why she planned the weekend.
Oh.
I could kick myself for being so slow off the mark.
You mustn't blame yourself.
I'm afraid I do rather.
I don't see why. I mean, you weren't to know that
They're in there.
What's that?
Waste paper basket, isn't it?
Couldn't you have found something a little more natural?
What did you expect me to bring back? A bloody grand piano?
Right, Tom. I think it's high time you went in there and said your piece.
Really?
Told them where you stand.
Me?
Make sure Norman knows.
Norman?
You'll lose your chance if you don't do it soon.
Right, yeah.
What
Oh!
are you doing?
Nothing. Full moon, that's all. Full moon.
I think this may have worked out for the best. Mind if you stir Tom into action, you never know. You haven't been eating these biscuits.
I squelched for a couple.
You'll spoil your meal.
Oh yeah, all that lovely lettuce.
You and your stomach. I was rather hoping I was in for a quiet weekend for once, but it seems it's not to be. Look at these forks. They haven't been cleaned since we were last here. It's a crying shame with this silver.
Are we staying or going?
We can hardly go home.
I thought the whole point of our being here was to look after Mum. But if Annie's here,
I don't know about being here to look after Mother. We need someone here to look after her.
she can manage. There's Tom.
Oh, Tom, there's no point in relying on him. I mean, he's pleasant now, but I don't think he's all quite there. That's a terrible thing to say. But look at the way he's behaved. Mind you, she does precious little to encourage him. How should they attract any man looking like that, let alone Tom?
Leave her alone. She's all right.
Do you realise what would happen if I did?
She can manage.
I take it you've gathered what's going on in this house.
What?
Where have you been for the last hour?
What do you mean, where have I been? You know where I've been. I've been here waiting for something to eat.
Norman had planned to take Annie away to a hotel this weekend.
Norman?
Yes!
With Annie?
Yes!
Was she the one he was taking to his Grinstead?
Of course she was!
Why, hey!
Frankly, Reg, I think there's something mentally wrong with you. I think you ought to see someone. I'm being serious. How you can take so little interest in your own family, your own sister?
Oh, come on, Sarah. Sit down. You've done nothing but run around and around. I can't help it. I think it's funny.
You're the same at home, exactly the same.
Oh, come on.
Oh yes, you can walk away, but it's always left for me to deal with, isn't it? It's left for me to apologise for people for you. It's left for me to explain why you walk straight upstairs when anyone comes to visit us.
They're your friends.
It's me that's left looking stupid in front of the headmistress when you forget the names of our own children.
That was only once.
So then what are those children? You do nothing for them, nothing at all. If I didn't give them food, they'd starve. If I didn't buy them clothes, they'd go naked. You sit in that room, which I spend my whole life trying to keep tidy, fitting with aeroplanes and bits of cardboard, and now you can't even be bothered with your own sister.
Sarah, would you kindly stop talking?
No, I will not stop talking.
You've talked at me since I got up this morning. You talked at me over breakfast.
Which happens to be the only way I can get through to you.
You talked solidly in the car for an hour, nearly causing us to have a very serious
Which
accident.
was entirely your own fault.
And ever since we've been here, you haven't stopped for a second. For the love of God, will you shut up?
I will not be spoken to like that. I will not have you raising your voice to me like that. Just who do you think it is you're talking to?
I think, like you, I'm talking to a brick wall. I'm going for a walk.
All right, go. Go then. Go, you beastly little bat.
Sarah!
Oh! Here, let me.
Biscuits.
What's next?
Nothing.
Right. I'll get the dustpan.
You're contemptible.
You really must control that temper of yours, you know.
You're the most contemptible man I've ever known.
The feeling is mutual, don't worry.
God knows what's going to happen to us. God knows.
Here we are. Soon clear this up.
sorry about this.
Oh well, accidents will happen.
It wasn't an accident.
Oh,
No, the biscuits were so stale they threw themselves off the table in desperation.
What have you decided, Annie?
what? Oh well, it's all rather settled itself, hasn't it? I'm staying here, of course.
I mean, it's entirely up to you. I was only trying to...
It's probably for the best.
Tom and Norman have sorted out their differences, have they?
I don't think there really were any. Norman's getting drunk and Tom's looking thoughtful.
Oh well, I've done all I can. I'm sorry. I think the man is mentally defective. I think they both are. I'll bring some things in.
No, it's all right.
No, I want to. I want to bring some things in.
We seem to have upset your weekend.
Not really. It was a mad idea. Rather flattered me having two men bidding for my favours, even if they were Tom and Norman.
Well, I didn't know I had a sister like you.
It's ridiculous, really.
I knew one of us took after Mother. I wasn't sure who it was. It certainly wasn't me or Ruth.
Not Ruth.
Do you remember Mother taking us on holiday? Where was it? Weston-super-Mare. Were you old enough to remember?
You mean when she picked up that sailor?
Yes, you kept throwing that ball half a mile down the beach. Run along and fetch it, kids. Go get it. I want to talk to your mum.
And Ruth wouldn't go.
No, she wouldn't budge.
I'm staying here to look after Mother. I don't trust him. And there was Mother saying, run along, Ruth dear, run along and play.
Then there was that Polish rear gunner.
Oh God, yes, and Father suddenly came home on leave.
That drain pipe's still broken, you know.
Don't let me say a joke. I'm sure you both find me very amusing. I'm sure you all find me hilarious.
Not at all. Sarah?
What was the joke?
Nothing really. Norman told me to come in to try to jolly things up. Doesn't seem to have worked.
Hardly at all.
Norman, pour a bottle of this. Help wash down the radishes. Tastes revolting, but it's very potent.
I didn't know we had anything like it in the house.
Oh, it's homemade. Mother made it while we were just before she was ill. Annie and I bottled it.
Carrot. Does it have to be carrot?
Well, there's also parsnips, dandelion, but this seems to have a slightly better bouquet. Dandelion's all right, but I lost the use of one side of my face for about an hour after I drunk it. Here, what do you think?
Not bad. Not bad at all. Good grief! You must have a stomach like a blast furnace.
I think it has an acquired taste.
Here we are, cups up.
Aha! The great caterpillar hunt is on.
No, it isn't. I washed the lettuce this time.
Oh yes.
Well, I'm just under the tap. What?
Shall I give Norman a call?
No.
What I always say about your salad, Annie, is I may not enjoy eating it, but I learn an awful lot about insect biology. My appreciation of the anatomy of an earwig has increased enormously.
Could we stay off his subject, please?
Wine, Sarah?
What is it?
Wine, homemade.
Oh, well, just a little. Thank you.
Could you pass the centipede sauce, please? Well, here's to us.
I think it would be fitting to drink to Annie and Tom.
Really? Why is that?
Because we're here.
Oh, I see. I thought there was some special reason.
That's rather up to you, isn't it, Tom?
Cheers, anyway.
Good health, Tom and Annie.
Tom and Annie.
Tom and Annie.
Oh, this is really rather... Oh!
Sarah!
All right. Yes, it just took me by surprise.
Please thank you for that.
That'll do, Tom, thank you. That will do.
It'll kill off any beetles you swallowed.
Could you stop making remarks like that?
Sorry.
For goodness sake, for once in this family, let's try and have a civilized meal.
Can't say a plastic thing. Can't say anything.
Just coming out. It's no nice there. Where's Norman?
She queued too soon. Morning! Lovely morning. Hear the birds? Sleep well? Hope you slept well? I slept well. Lovely morning. Sleep well, did you? I slept like a log. It must have been that wine. Wonderful. It's a rotten drink, but it makes a marvellous sleeping draught. I'd market it. Sleep nature's way with our dandelion brew. Aha! Aha! What have we got for breakfast then? What have we got?
Reg, breakfast!
Right. How is old Reg this morning? All right, is he? Sleep well, did he? I can tell you I could do with my breakfast. I missed my meal last night. Do you know that? I missed my meal. I didn't hear the dinner gong. What sort of a hotel do you call this?
Have you taken Mother's clothes out?
Yes.
I'll sit here, shall I? All right if I sit here. Any objections if I sit here? I'll sit here. Morning all. Morning. Well, you're a right cheery lot, aren't you? Just look at you, a right cheery lot. Whoa, hello.
Nobody in this house is ever speaking to you again.
Ah, I see. That's the way the Swiss rolls, is it? That's the way the apple crumbles. Aha! That's the way the cornflakes. Be careful, stir the butter. What? Ha-ha! Got you! You spoke to me! All right, I'll speak to myself. Good morning, Norman. Hello, Norman. How are you, Norman? I'm very well, thank you, Norman. That's good news. Ha-ha! Got you again! That's two of you. Just got to catch old Reg now. 2 out of 3, just old Reg. Hey, Reg! Don't catch him that way. Look out, Reg! Oh, well. Don't talk to me. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. I don't know why you're all being so unsociable. All right.
I had a few drinks last night. What's wrong with that? Hasn't anybody round this table ever had a drink then? Come on, I don't believe it. You've had a drink, haven't you, Reg? Ha ha, caught you, you spoke to me.
No, I didn't.
Ha ha, 1-3 to me! Nothing wrong with a few drinks. Don't talk to me. Doesn't bother me. It's going to be a pretty dull Sunday if we all sit here in silence, I can tell you. Well, I'm not going to sit here in silence. I'm going to find something to do. I know, I'll go up and frighten Mother. Ha ha! Nearly got you again! Would it be too much to ask for something to eat? It would be too much to ask for something to eat. May I borrow your bowl? That's awfully nice of you. And your spoon. Thank you. Now then, what shall I have? Puffer rice. Ha ha. No Sunday papers, dear dear. Ah well, I shall have to read my morning cereal. Do we all get that cereal? Apparently we don't. Stop everything and listen! A free pair of pinking shears for only 79p and 6 puffer tokens! Hurry, hurry, hurry! What's all this then? Is nobody hurrying? Do you mean to tell me that none of you want them? Where's the spirit of British pinking? Dead, presumably. Like my relations. Hang on. I've got another game. Mind reading. I'll read your minds. Now then, where shall I start? Sarah. Sarah is thinking. That noisy man up there should be at home. What is he doing, shattering the peaceful calm of our Sunday breakfast with his offers of cut-price pinking shears? Why is he here shouting at us like this? Why isn't he at home like any other decent husband? Shouting at his wife. He came down here to seduce his wife's own sister. How low can you get? The fact that little Annie here was perfectly happy to come away with him at one time anyway is beside the point. The fact that little Annie here was perfectly happy to ditch reliable old Tom and come away with me without a second's thought is beside the point. We won't mention that as many of the facts as we would like them. And what is little Annie thinking? Maybe furtively admiring my pyjamas, who knows? Pyjamas that could have been hers, with all that they contain. These nearly were mine. Or maybe she's thinking, phew, that was a close shave. I could be shacked up in some dreary hotel with this man at this very moment. Thank heavens I'm back here at home amongst my talkative family, exchanging witty breakfast banter, knowing that my two-legged faithful companion and friend Tom, the rambling vet, is even now planning to propose to me in 1997, just as soon as he's cured our cat. Meanwhile, I can live here peacefully, totally fulfilled, rushing up and down the stairs looking after Mother, having the time of my life and living happily ever after until I'm 55 and fat. I'm glad I didn't go to that hotel. Well, let me tell you, so am I. I wouldn't want a weekend with you anyway. And I'll tell you the funniest thing of all, shall I? I didn't even book that hotel. I knew you wouldn't come. You didn't have the guts. You can be faithful,
Can't you, Norman?
Oh, it'll be quieter about those two. Hear yourself speak. Too damn noisy before. All that crunching of toast. A brigade of guards marching on gravel. Oh well, Reg. Milk. Sugar. Nice, peaceful Sunday morning. Just the two of us. And hark! The soft crackle of my puffer puffer rice. 'Tis spring indeed. I suppose you think I'm cruel too, don't you? I've damn good cause to be, haven't I? I mean, nobody's thought about my feelings, have they? It's all Annie. What about me? I was going to give her everything. Well, as much as I could. My entire being. I wanted to make her happy for a weekend, that's all. If it's going to be, well, only for a few hours, for God's sake. Saturday night, back Monday morning, that's all it was going to be, my God! What about your wife, Norman? What about my wife? Don't you think I'd take Ruth away with me just the same if she'd come? But she won't. She's no use to me at all, that woman, except as an emotional punch bag. I tell you, if you gave Ruth a rose, she'd pull up all the petals just to make sure there was no green fly. And when she'd done that, she'd turn round and she'd say, do you call that a rose? Look at it. It's all in pieces. That's Ruth. If she came in here now, she wouldn't notice me. She'd probably hang her hat on me. It isn't fair, Reg. Look, I'll tell you. A man with my type of temperament should really be ideally square jaw. Should have thick-set shoulders, sparkling blue eyes, a spring in his stride and a chuckle in his voice. He should get through 3 women a day without even ruffling his hair. That's what I'm like inside. That's my appetite. That's me. I'm a 3-a-day man. There's enough of me in here to give. Not just sex, I'm talking about everything. Trouble is, I was born into the wrong damn body. Look at me. A gigolo, trapped in a haystack. The tragedy of my life. Norman Dewars, gigolo, and assistant librarian. What's inside you, Reg? Apart from 12 bowls of cornflakes? How do you feel with Sarah? Do you sometimes feel like saying to her, no, this is me, the real me, look at me!
I'll tell you something, Norman. You're a nice bloke. You've got your faults, but you're a nice bloke. But you must be the last person in the world I ever want to have breakfast with again. No hard feelings, you understand?
Oh, Norman, a little surprise for you.
Oh, yes?
Someone to see you. Ruth just arrived. Isn't that nice?
Ruth.
Ruth!
Did someone say Ruth?
Tell her I'm not here. Tell her I'm in the...
Right over to the left, there was plenty of room for him to pass. He had yards and yards. He just... Norman? Where is Norman?
Norman is here.
Norman? Oh, there you are.
Morning, Ruth. See you later.
Oh, Reg, how are you? Been meaning to ring, but I haven't had a minute. How are those enchanting kids of yours? Little...
He's gone.
What?
Reg has left the room. Gone.
Oh, well, never mind. I was only being polite. I haven't seen him for ages.
You haven't seen anyone for ages. Why don't you wear your glasses?
Norman, what is going on here? What are you up to?
Since when have you cared what I'm up to?
Well, I don't normally. You're perfectly free to come and go. You know that. Not that I could stop you. But I do object to having my Saturday nights ruined by all these bizarre phone calls. First of all, you ringing up screaming drunk, and then Sarah practically at midnight simply demanding that I come down here. Now what is going on?
You don't know?
No. Is there anything to eat?
Sarah didn't tell you then?
All she said was that you were here and I should be here too. She sounded as if she was summoning relatives to your bedside.
I suppose she was, in a manner of speaking.
I got quite worried.
Worried? Ha!
What's that you're eating?
Since when have you worried about me?
Of course I do, now and then. Don't be tiresome. Is that cereal?
Puffer Puffer Rice. Here, take it. After all you said about having no love for me, no feelings for me at all.
Did I say that?
You know you did.
No, I didn't.
It's imprinted on my brain.
All I said was, is there any milk and sugar or do I have to eat these dry? All I said was...
It's got milk on already.
All I said was that if you were all that tired of me, perhaps we should think of terminating our marriage.
Terminating it? You make it sound like a legal contract.
That's exactly what it is, Norman. Don't be obtuse.
Marriage is more than that.
Don't shout.
Marriage is sharing and giving and things. Is that how you've seen us for 5 years? A legal contract? Some marriage. Don't throw confetti, just sealing wax and red tape. Do you take this woman, hereinafter called the licensee at a first party?
Norman, I can't go into all that now. Is there any sugar on this table?
And this man, hereinafter called the donor, the sole giver?
Norman, darling, do see if you can find some sugar.
Right. Spoon, knife, plate, teapot, hot water, jam, sugar. There.
Thank you.
There's no hope for us. We're doomed.
Norman, can we talk quietly, please?
I doubt it.
It's the perfect opportunity. We're on our own. We can sit here, talk, listen to each other's points of view and try and sort things out.
All right, I'll try. You're pouring hot water on your Puffer Puffer Rice.
What?
Why do you do that? You're always doing that. Why don't you look what you're doing?
It doesn't matter.
Only you wear your glasses.
I don't need glasses to eat cornflakes. I can see perfectly well, thank you. I just wasn't concentrating.
We're incompatible. We're damn well incompatible.
I can see as well as you. It's just people I sometimes can't see very clearly.
Our house is knee-deep in unused pairs of glasses.
And most of the time that's preferable.
It's like a sale at an optician's.
Norman.
Thousands of pairs of glasses.
Norman! I have a great deal of work I should be doing at home. I have given that up. I have come down here because I was asked to come. I did not want to come. I want to stay as short a time as possible. Is that clear?
Oh yes, gotta get back to your work.
Yes, I do. I have 2 full reports that have to be in tomorrow. If they're not in, I shall probably be fired. If I'm fired, we will have no money for the mortgage, no money for 3/4 of the gas and electricity bill.
All right, I'm a kept man, a married ponce.
I'm keeping you, not in the least. But I cannot continually chase after you all over the countryside. I'm sorry, but I cannot spare the time. As it is, you kept my career back about 10 years. You interrupt me at meetings with embarrassing phone calls.
Only to tell you I love you, is that wrong?
You continually burst into my office when I'm seeing clients.
My God, is it wrong to love your wife?
You behave abominably when I bring business friends home to dinner.
What do they know about love?
And you have even been known to scrawl obscenities all over my business papers.
All right, I love you, I love you. I'm sorry.
Yes, Norman, I love you too. But please, leave me alone.
All right, in future, I'll whisper it quietly from Brazil. Will that suit you?
All I'm saying is please try and see my point of view. Try and consider me.
I feel trapped. I'm a captive husband, that's what I am.
I have an awful feeling we haven't made much progress with this topic. Let's try another. What have you been doing down here to upset Sarah? I thought you had a conference.
Ah,
You need a passenger or something? Oh, well, you better come home with me. You're not wanted here, quite obviously. You better come home and mow the lawn.
Mow the lawn? Do you want to know what I'm doing here? I'll tell you, shall I?
If you want to.
Right, I will.
Where are you going?
Nowhere, I'm just standing up.
Oh, sit down. I can't see you properly.
This has to be said standing up.
Oh, what is it? The national anthem?
All right, you've had this coming.
Anyway, I've discovered that they're what make me sneeze.
What are?
My glasses. Whenever I put them on, I sneeze, so my eyes run and I can't see anything on with them anyway. I think they press on my sinus passages.
Vanity, that's what it is.
It is not vanity. I'm not vain.
Staring at yourself in front of the mirror all day long? Tarting yourself up for those so-called business associates?
And I do not stare at myself in the mirror. For one thing, I can't see myself properly without my glasses. And because I can't bear to look at myself in them, because I look so terrible in them, I never look at myself at all.
Do you want to hear what I've got to say, or don't you?
Yes, all right. Just don't say I'm vain.
It concerns you, you know.
It usually does.
There's someone else.
What?
While you've been engrossed in your financial wizardry, rigging the books for corrupt capitalist companies,
Woman!
I, but for the grace of God and unforeseen circumstances, nearly went off with another woman.
You did?
Yes.
Seriously?
Yes. Told her I wouldn't, thank heaven. But that was the purpose behind this weekend. We planned to go away together.
For good?
Well, probably not.
Well, for how long?
To Monday.
I see. Thought you were a bit odd lately.
Odd?
Well, quieter than usual. Who was it you were going with?
Does it matter?
No, since you didn't even go.
Do you want to know?
No, not if you don't want to tell me.
You would like to know, though, wouldn't you?
No, not really.
I'll tell you, shall I?
You might as well.
Annie.
Annie?
Yes.
Oh, Norman.
I thought that would shake you.
I don't think I even believe you.
It's true.
Not you, Annie. She's far too sensible.
We planned to go away together.
You and Annie?
Yes.
Where?
East Grinstead.
Okay.
As she goes on, when she sat down,
No, don't sit down.
She doesn't.
Could you keep us dressing room door closed?
Frightening me to death.
Hello.
Hello. What are you doing?
Wanted to see you alone.
Why are you whispering?
Them.
They can't hear us.
Oh, Annie, I need you.
Norman!
What's wrong?
Nothing, just don't.
Why not? Have you got off me or something?
Well, oh, slightly. No.
What do you mean?
No.
Slightly.
Oh,
What?
well, it's ridiculous now. Tom's here, Ruth's here. Stop playing games.
Oh, it's a game now, is it? It was no game when we planned this weekend. It was going to be an adventure, an experience for both of us.
But we didn't plan to spend it here. Anyway, it's all gone wrong. Everyone knows, including Ruth.
Ruth? I wouldn't worry about her. She laughed. Can you imagine that, laughing?
Oh, she was right. It's absurd. I don't think Tom's laughing, mind you.
Tom? Who cares what he thinks?
I do.
You do?
Yes.
I thought he didn't matter to you.
I never said that.
You imply?
No.
What about me? I mean us.
What about us, Norman?
Oh, I see. That's me finished with as far as you're concerned, is it? Chucked away like an empty bottle. That's my lot.
Yes.
God, you're cruel.
Yes.
I suppose it's because of last night, isn't it?
What, really?
You're angry with me because I got drunk. But I got drunk because of you, don't you see? I was unhappy, so I got drunk. I'm sorry.
Doesn't bother me.
I got disgustedly drunk.
You can get as drunk as you like. It doesn't bother me.
Oh, fine. Would it bother you if I dropped dead?
That's entirely up to you.
Oh, great, great. You're becoming bitter, do you know that? You used to be so innocent and pure and fragile.
Oh, balls, Norman, I'm sorry. Balls, you do talk rubbish. No one can spend 5 years looking after that cantankerous woman upstairs and remain innocent and pure. And after lugging her in and out of bed day in and day out, I'm the last person in the world to call fragile. I mean, look at me, Norman. Do I look even remotely fragile?
I meant mentally fragile.
That sounds even worse. Makes me sound like a half-wit.
I don't know what's got into you. I think you've been corrupted.
I'm sick to death of being used, Norman.
I think I must have corrupted you somehow.
You and Ruth will have to play on your own. Don't use me as ammunition.
And cynical. I never thought you'd get like that. I suppose it must be my fault. So you're going back to Tom?
I'm not going back to anyone. I've had it with you shoving me, Sarah shoving me, and Ruth sniggering. I'll be glad when you've all gone home. I really will. I'm sorry.
Oh, I think I've got one of my depressions coming on. And I came in here for some comfort.
Well, go and see Ruth.
Ah, back to the living death, eh?
Oh, Norman, you make me so angry.
All right, I'm going. I know when I'm not wanted. I'll go back where I'm not wanted. I'm going. Goodbye.
I warn you.
Go ahead. What have I got to live for?
Oh. Hello, Tom.
Hello. Well, I can see I'm obviously in the way. If you'll excuse me, I'm just off to look for a length of rope.
You're not in anyone's way but your own. I'm going to start dinner. Excuse me, both of you.
I suppose it must be your aftershave that drives them away.
Oh, now look here, Norman, you're a good fellow.
Thank you.
I've always thought of you as a good fellow. However, this is difficult to say without hurting your feelings. I don't think you're a very good influence on Annie.
Really?
No. You see, I've observed you this weekend, and I also know about this business of your going away. I don't think I like it at all. It's upsetting her, and that's not right. The point is, if it happens again, well, I used to do boxing. I didn't enjoy it, and I wasn't at all good. I couldn't get out of it, you see. It was compulsory at our school. But I did learn to throw a pretty useful punch, so...
Am I being threatened?
Yes.
My God, I've been threatened!
About time.
Ha!
Reg!
Excuse me.
Batman's turned homicidal.
I think as far as you're concerned, we all have to a certain extent, Norman.
Sarah, you don't hate me, do you? I mean, I know you probably disapprove, but you don't hate me, do you?
No, I don't hate you, Norman.
Thank you for that at least.
But I can't say I like you very much most of the time.
All right, I'm going.
Norman,
What?
will you do something for me?
What?
Will you try, just for this evening, not to start any more scenes or arguments?
Me?
I'd like, just for once, for us to get through an evening like a family. I don't know whether you've realised it, Norman, but I've had a great deal of nervous trouble in the past, and every time I come down here, I have a relapse. When I go home to his house, I find I'm shaking all over for days, and I get these rashes up the inside of my arms.
My goodness.
Now, it's not fair on me, Norman. I have a family to look after, a house to run.
Yes, indeed.
Well,
Yes. Your trouble is you're over and emotional.
very possible.
You're like me.
Are you sure I am?
We feel. We've got nerve ends sticking out of our heads. We've no cynicism or scepticism to act as shock absorbers. Everything it is that happens becomes part of us. We're probably a new race, have you thought of that? Born too soon.
All I'm saying is, if there's too much noise, I get these headaches.
Nobody outside understands us. They're all bogged down in their own little lives.
Yes.
Self-obsessed, Annie, Tom, Ruth, even Reg. Don't worry.
What?
This evening is going to be all right.
Is it?
We'll go out of our way to make sure it's a success.
Oh, yes.
For God's sake, we're a family. We should care. If we don't care, if we, brothers, sisters, husbands and wives, if we can't finally join hands, what hope is there for anybody? Make it a banquet, Sarah, my love. Make it a banquet.
But There's nothing in the loft.
Oh, we can improvise. We'll improvise. What do we need? Let's see. Knives, forks, spoons, down.
That's all right, Norman. I'll do it. No, Norman, that's straight off. I'll do it. Don't worry, please.
All right, I've started you off. I'll leave it to you. I'll go and change.
Change?
For dinner.
Change into what?
Oh, I'll find something. I'll improvise, Sarah. I'll improvise. It's like an old clothes shop up there.
And you should have cleared that out. There's her father's clothes still in the wardrobe. They've been lost.
Quite right. Here in Red Old Spot.
What's up with him?
Oh, there you are.
He looks very cheerful. That's ominous.
I think I persuaded him to make an effort this evening. I think I have. Would you see if you could find the map in the drawer?
What's all of that?
To avoid hysterical scenes, to behave in a civilised manner. A painful once we might get through an evening without an angry word. I want us to have a nice quiet meal, be able to go into the lounge afterwards, sit down, all 6 of us, and enjoy each other's company like a family.
Are you aware who the 6 people are? Norman to name but 5, and Ruth. That's a civil war to start with. Don't ask for the impossible. Just pray that we're still alive tomorrow morning. That'll do for a start.
I mean, if a family can't care about each other, what hope is there for the rest of them? I shall never forgive you if you don't try. I mean it, Reg. I know you find it all very amusing. Ruth and Norman continually bickering, Annie behaving like a tramp.
What?
You've seen the way she's been dressed all day, tarted up like that. It doesn't suit her, it never did.
You're always on she doesn't bother.
Well, she doesn't have to go the other way, does she? Why can't she wear something nice and simple and plain? All that makeup. I mean, it's not even fashionable, especially when you know who she's done it for.
Tom, I should think.
Tom for Norman. She set her sights on him and is enjoying every minute of it, playing one sister off against the other. Well, any more of this and you know what'll happen. What always happens when I come down here.
You've not got the shakes again, have you?
You should know me by now, Reg. I can't bear this sort of atmosphere.
It's not your back, is it?
Not at the moment. The way I've had to run round trying to cope with one crisis after another.
All right, sit down. Have a rest for a second.
How can I sit down? Be sensible. How can I possibly sit down?
All right, stand up. Suit yourself. I was only trying to... You want these mats?
Yes, I said I did.
Marvellous, these are. Every picture tells a story.
We'll need 2 more chairs. I'm sure there were 6 of these. Heaven knows what she's done with them.
All right, I'll look for chairs. Don't worry, keep calm. It'll be all right.
Well, I've scraped together everything there is, opened every tin we had, poured it all into a saucepan, made a sort of gluey stew. Then there's the salad we can finish.
Good grief, not again.
Works out about 1 lettuce leaf each.
Thank heavens for that.
Well done. Didn't we have 6 of these chairs? I'm sure at White Christmas there were.
Yes, they felt a bit.
Felt a bit.
Everything does in this house, woodworm or old age.
You should get that treated.
Old age, you mean?
Well, I don't know about that. Father always used to say, the best thing for old age is a brave face, good tailor, and comfortable shoes. Chairs.
I should use the ones in the sitting room. There's a couple in there with legs.
Right.
You're using them for that?
Yes, well, I thought we'd do something a little...
Gosh, we only used those on Mother's birthday.
Yes, well, I thought we'd do something a little special since we're all here. Nice that Ruth could come.
Yes,
It makes it complete, and it means that Norman won't be left out.
yes.
I really do like that dress.
Oh, thank you. It's pretty old, but it's good standby.
Yes, anyway, I thought we'd have a nice, cosy family meal. Try and make it a happy evening.
Super.
All right. Here's one of them.
We need 2.
All right, I'll go back for the other. Tom's sitting on it.
Well, move him off it.
Have you ever tried moving Tom?
Somebody's saucepan's getting rather agitated in there.
Did you turn it down?
No, I whispered soothing words to it. Of course I turned it down.
I'll see.
No, I'll go. If you want something doing in this house, you might as well do it yourself.
My God, mother's maths. What is it? Birth, death or marriage?
She's doing a lot. I mean, she's not actually doing anything, but she's organising a lot.
Well, no for, silly cow. Who's going to notice?
It's her attempt at a grand reunion, cosy family meal with Sarah presiding.
Oh no. We've got to sit around with fixed grins. It's Christmas all over again. Oh, came in here so as not to embarrass your fiancé or whatever he is. Can't bear to look me in the face.
Well, Tom,
It was rather unfortunate. Believe it or not, I was attempting unsuccessfully to give him lessons on how to woo you. Tom, being Tom, assumed that I was giving him lessons on how to woo me. I managed to load him all right, but I pointed him in the wrong direction. Oh, it was silly of me to interfere. I'm sorry. Serves me right. I'll leave it to Sarah in future. I mean, I don't know. You may not even like the man. You never said one way or the other. Presumably we've always assumed you and Tom and you. Presumably you do, or you wouldn't have him around here at all. You do like him, don't you?
yes, I'm very fond of him.
I think he's in love with you, as far as one can fathom. It's just well, one could be nice and say deep, but if someone's deep, that usually implies there's something at the bottom. I'm not sure with Tom.
Well, you'd be surprised.
He needs a shove. Somebody should give him one. Anybody, except Norman, that is. His sole advice to Tom was to throw punches at you.
Norman taught him to do that.
Oh, it's Norman's answer to female psychology. He's very subtle, haven't you noticed? Oh, you probably have. You nearly fell for it.
I'm sorry, I never for a moment intended to take Norman away from you or anything.
No, forget it. You couldn't possibly take Norman away from me. That assumes that I own him in the first place. I've never done that. I always have the feeling with Norman that he's on loan from somewhere, like one of his library books. I'll get a card one day informing me that he's overdue and there's a fine to pay on him. I should have gone back to town this afternoon. I'm going to have to ring the office tomorrow and plead illness again. Of all the working days lost in this country over the year, half are due to illnesses and strikes, and the other half are due to people chasing after Norman.
Got it. You moved. Tom moved. Got the chair.
Have you seen Norman? I don't like it when I can't see him. Where is he?
Oh, he was shouting about out there, said something about going up to change.
He's got nothing to change into.
Oh, that won't stop him. He'll come down on a counterpane.
Oh, goodness. Oh, would you?
I'll try.
Don't go too far away, Ruth. Nearly ready. Annie, I've left the stew to simmer. Reg, will you call everyone? Tom and Norman.
Right you are. Tom! Norman!
Please, there's no need to shout. Go and fetch them.
All right. Tom! Norman!
Reg!
Right. Somebody call. Aha, this looks promising.
Nearly ready.
Very smart. Napkins, mats, wine, so on.
And tonight, that wine is strictly rationed.
Oh,
If you could open it, Tom, it would be most helpful.
right. 2 meals in 2 days. Not doing badly, am I?
About average.
I think I've sorted out things with Norman.
Oh, have you?
I've sent him off with a bit of a flea in his ear, I'm afraid.
Oh, Tom, we've all made a sort of agreement that we're going to try to not have any rows or anything tonight. A really happy meal, so do your bit, won't you?
What do you mean, jokes and things?
No, not necessarily.
Oh, that's good. I'm awfully bad at jokes. I forget the ending.
I know you do, but don't complain or cause any trouble, will you?
Good Lord, no. Just get my food down me, that's all I'm here for. You know me.
Yes.
Hello! It's all ready. Where is everyone? Reg!
Can't find either of them. Ah, there you are. Hello, Reg. No sign of Norman, he's vanished.
Well, all right, we won't wait. Let's get seated. Reg, you go to the end there, would you?
Up there.
Tom, you come here next to me, would you?
Norman's in the bathroom.
Oh,
From the sound of it, he's washing. He's making so much. He's so ashamed of the fact that he's locked the door.
oh well, he'll be down, I expect. No, not there, Ruth, dear. Would you mind sitting one seat further up?
Oh, really?
Where am I?
You sit here, Tom. Sit here.
Annie, you should be sitting here, you're the hostess.
Right. No, she can't sit there. She's out of order.
She's the hostess, she should be at the head.
But then we've got 2 women sitting together.
I'll move back down here. That's easy enough.
No, Ruth, no. Stay where you are.
Now, I'll sit here next to Annie, then it's right. That's not right, you're sitting next to me.
Now we've got 2 men sitting together. Why don't you leave it to me?
It's all right, don't get excited. Now, Tom, you move round one and sit at the end there. Righto.
Would it be easier if I ate in the kitchen?
Just a second, do you mind, Ruth, do you mind?
Don't sit there, Tom. That's my chair.
Oh, but he said that I should... Now, we need a girl over here. Ruth, over here.
I don't want a worry you, but now you have a woman at both ends of the table.
That's what I've been saying. Why don't you listen?
No, look, we've got Ruth there, then me, then Annie, Norman over there when he comes, and Tom next to... that's where we're wrong. Tom, you're in the wrong seat.
I'm sorry, I thought the sheep...
I am about to sit down permanently.
Reg, will you listen?
Tom, you're supposed to be at the end.
Reg!
But I've already been moved from there.
I am sitting down now.
Do as you're told and go to the end.
Reg, will you kindly leave this to me?
I was simply trying
Reg!
What? All right, love, all right. I'll leave it to you. I was only trying to help. Everybody go where Sarah tells them.
Thank you. Tom, you're sitting here.
Back where I started.
Reg at the top.
That's wrong, you know.
At the top. Ruth?
I have sat down. I refuse to get up.
Ruth, you're all right where you are.
Evening!
No, man!
I heard we were dressing for dinner. Carry on, talk amongst yourselves.
No, Norman, not there.
Is that my father's suit you got on?
If he was a man with extraordinary arm and inside leg measurements, yes indeed.
Norman, not there. Norman, because it's wrong.
Wrong? Is it wrong to sit between my old pal Reg and this little dwarf on my left? Hello, little Norman! Hello.
It's all right, Sarah, I'll sit here. It's fine. It's fine.
Fine.
Oh well, it's not correct.
Is this lettuce leaf all for me? I can hardly believe my good fortune.
Well,
Talking of animals, another amusing story about a vet for you, Tom. Oh, there was this Englishman and this Italian, you see, down by the lake.
That's unusual.
Anyway, all of a sudden this dog falls in the water, drowning, coughing, spluttering, nearly drowning.
What splutter splutter, or what?
Thank you, Norman. Yes, well, anyway, the Italian dives in, rescues the dog and brings it back to the shore, lays it out and gives it mouth-to-mouth respiration. 20 seconds later, the dog's perfectly all right. The Englishman says, "That's wonderful, are you a vet?" And the Italian says, "Oh, my, a vet, I'm a soak and a vet, what do you think?"
Oh, I like that. Subtle foreign joke. Did you get that, Tom?
Yes, I think so.
I thought it might have been above your head.
Norman!
Above your head!
Norman!
Oh, this lettuce is superb. Whoever caught this has a knack with lettuce. It's a triumph. Thank you.
are you right there, Tom? You're
Yes, I've got
it. Why didn't you fetch your...
No.
We've been very lucky with the weather.
True. Could have been raining.
Yes.
Or even snowing. Snow in July. Unusual, I must admit. But you can't be certain these days. You've got to be thankful for small mercies, in my opinion. Now, if this was Australia, it would be midwinter, just think of that. Thick snow on the coolabah trees, koala bears rushing about in gumboots.
Norman! Sit quietly and enjoy your lettuce.
I'm trying to make small talk.
Well, it's not quite small enough, dear.
If it's any smaller, I'll swallow it.
Excuse me.
Yes, John?
Salt.
Pass Tom the salt, Norman.
Salt, certainly. Here we are, little chap. Enjoying eating with the grown-ups. Long time past your bedtime.
Oh, do put a bun in it, Norman. There's a good chap.
God, I should be so lucky.
Why don't you fetch a cushion, Tom?
No.
All right, I was only suggesting.
Sorry.
Everyone finished? I'll get the
That's
rest.
quite finished.
No, don't worry about me.
Do you mean to say there's more? Just some stew, so-called.
I'll try and squeeze it in.
Look, if you want to try and do any better,
All right, I'm sorry.
sitting there on your backside
Who's
complaining.
complaining? It's a feast.
Don't let's quarrel, please.
Plates, let's have the plates, everybody.
Thank you. Won't be a sec.
Annie?
Offer to help.
Offer to help.
Does she need it?
She's doing it all on her own.
Oh, all right.
Would someone like to pour some wine?
Certainly, my pleasure.
This meal is rapidly becoming unbearable.
Sarah, just a little drop, thank you, Norman.
Why don't you take a tranquilizer, Sarah, and go to bed? Leave us to fight in peace.
Because there is no reason to fight.
None of us happen to like each other very much. I think that's a very good reason.
You speak for yourself. I'm full of love this evening.
Just for yourself, or is anyone else included?
Ignore her, Norman, ignore her.
I will, Sarah, I will. Oh, hello, Julia.
I just remembered it, a joke.
Oh, good.
Oh, a joke, Tom, that's nice.
Yeah, quite a funny one, really.
I prefer those.
Go on, Tom.
Well, it's about these two missionaries, you see, and they're in Africa. No, sorry, 3 missionaries, and they're
In Africa, yes.
Yeah, I think it was Africa. It doesn't really matter, really. Anyway,
Here we are. What would you for soup, please? It's pretty runny. Mostly tin soup, anyway.
Couldn't you have used the dish?
Nobody minds the saucepan, just more washing up. Do you want a dish up or shall I?
No, that's all right.
and there was this tribe of very wild cannibals
Cannibals? Where?
in Africa, I think.
What's he about?
He's telling us a joke.
No, Tom, love, you don't have to, honestly.
It's a funny one.
Quiet, let Tom tell his joke.
Oh, I hope there's enough to go round.
Well, you see, the first missionary says, now look here, I'm going to try to convert this tribe of very wild cannibals to Christianity, you see. So off he goes, through the jungle,
Here you are, Reg.
Good health, friends.
through the jungle, for days and days.
Ruth?
What are these white lumps?
Tin potatoes, probably.
Oh.
It could be tin pears, I lost count.
And eventually he comes to this village, which is full of these very wild animals, the very wild cannibals dancing about.
Norman, I hope it's hot enough.
What on earth do you call this?
Stop sloppy stew. Take it or leave it. Tom?
Thanks. And as soon as they see him, they grab hold of him and they put him in the cooking pot.
This is a very tall story for a short man.
Sarah? Oh, I've run out. I gave Reg too much. Reg?
Here, you can have mine.
No, I gave Reg too much. Give me a plate, Reg.
More, is that?
No less.
Less.
I miscalculated, sorry.
I didn't get all that much anyway.
You had more than anybody else. Pass your plate. I'm sorry, Tom, you were saying.
And the chief of these very wild cannibals says,
Sorry, Reg. Fair shares for all.
You're welcome to mine.
we're in no danger of overeating. I think I'm giving this story up.
You eat far too much anyway, do good.
No one seems to be listening.
I'm listening, little friend.
I'll be glad to get home for a meal.
It's all right for you. You don't have to cook it. Think of me for a change.
This isn't bad considering, like oxtail soup with unidentified lumps.
Think of it as a rest for me. I mean, what rest do I get at home? Not only you to look after, but the children as well.
If you didn't want children, you shouldn't have had them.
I never said I didn't want them, Ruth.
You're always making out there's some dreadful burden, like a penance. You never seem to enjoy them.
It's very difficult to talk to anyone who's never had any children.
Through choice, through choice.
Your choice?
Certainly my choice.
I'm very one-sided by the sound of it.
No more than yours probably was. I mean, did you honestly consult Reg as to whether he wanted children?
Of course I did.
Biologically impossible not to, I should think.
I simply cannot bear this blind, pig-headed assumption that one is a totally unfulfilled, second-class woman until one has had children.
I never said that.
May I say a word here?
You use those children like some awful weapon. I alone have borne children know the true meaning of suffering.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. That's absolute nonsense. I mean, it's none of my business if you choose to deny yourself one of the greatest satisfactions.
There you go again, denying myself. What is the matter with the woman?
Hey.
I might well ask what was the matter with you.
There is nothing whatever the matter with me.
May I say a word here for the rational man?
No, you may not. We've had quite enough from you for one weekend.
So much for the rational man.
By all means, have your children. I'm not asking you to deny yourself, as you put it. All I'm saying is, for God's sake, don't stand around looking martyred when you've had them. And don't look down your nose at the rest of us.
I'm not prepared to get into another argument over this, Ruth. You don't know what you're talking about. You never will.
Oh, she is so dogmatic, Reg. I feel sorry for you. I don't know how you could live with a woman who is so pig-headed. She just will not listen.
Listen?
She will not listen to a single word.
Do you listen to me for a minute? If I feel sorry for anyone, it's Norman. Did you ever consult him? Of course you didn't. You've just gone selfishly ahead with your own career.
While you're busy manufacturing lots more little Reggies and Sarahs. Oh, what a wonderful contribution that is.
Well, we're going to get personal.
If that isn't selfishness and conceit of the worst sort, I don't know what is. And this tastes revolting. I don't know how anybody can eat it.
Oh, for crying out loud!
Sorry, here.
Look at these. Why the hell don't you watch what you're doing?
All right, don't get the fuss.
What?
Don't start losing your temper over a little thing like that.
Now, don't you start about people losing their temper. If anybody's got a temper in this room, we know who that is.
I don't know how you got the nerve to say that.
May I interrupt here?
I'm going to change. I'm soaking.
Wouldn't be surprised if I did have a temper living with you.
Without displaying any prejudice, my wife's obviously to blame.
Norman, don't you start.
She's the original irrational woman.
Norman!
I'm going to change.
She's got no feelings for womanhood, let alone motherhood.
You really do ask for it, don't you?
And you're jealous of those that do.
Norman, you say one more thing.
You've got about as much feeling as a dried-up tea bag.
Right. I have quite enough from you.
Hey?
I warned you.
Tom! It's something right!
I warned him, you know.
What did you do that for?
I said if you upset Annie again, I won't sit here and have her called names by you.
What name?
Well, you called her a dried up tea bag or something. That's not on. I won't have that.
You fool, I wasn't talking to her.
Oh, weren't you?
I was talking to my wife.
Oh, I see. That's different.
Oh, thank you very much. Meaning I'm an old tea bag, I suppose. Oh, to hell with the lot of you.
You stupid great fool.
I'm very sorry. I thought you were talking to Annie.
You great stupid vet.
I'm terribly sorry. Can I?
No, just go away, go away.
Awfully sorry. I mean, it's a misunderstanding, you see. Oh, gosh.
Tom! Oh, Norman, how could you?
Lunatic. Lunatic. This is the last time I do anything to this family.
You know he could have killed me. If I had fallen awkwardly, if I had fallen that way instead of this way, I could have broken my neck. That's a sobering thought for you, Sarah. But who would have cared? Who would have cared?
How could they do it? How could they behave like that?
We're misunderstood people, Sarah. Misunderstood.
Oh no,
We're definitely misunderstood.
Oh,
Morning.
you're already doing it?
Yes.
I was going to get breakfast.
Were you?
You should have let me.
It's all right.
Oh well, we have to be off early. We won't be needing anything very much.
There isn't anything very much. Toast, remains of the marmalade, jam, damson, I think.
That'll do us nicely.
Good. Well, it's all there. Help yourself.
I suppose I better give Reg a call.
Oh, no, don't overexert yourself. I'll do it.
Thank you. He's in the sitting room, I think. He should have brought down our suitcases.
Right.
Aha! Breakfast. Good morning.
Good morning.
Sleep well?
No?
I did.
Good.
Are you angry with me?
No?
Is toast going free?
Yes?
Cheer up, Sarah.
And what is there to cheer me up? I have never been through such a shattering weekend in my life.
I'm sorry.
It wasn't all your fault. Most of it was, but not entirely.
You want to look after yourself, you know.
And how do I do that?
Well, we don't want to lose you.
I don't think some people would mind one way or another.
Your trouble is you find it hard to relax. I know that's your problem, because it's my problem. As I was saying last night, I don't know how you carry on. I mean, I haven't got 2 children, a house to run, and a husband to run after. I've just got me, and that's bad enough.
I should imagine it would be.
But 2 children?
Try explaining that to some people. Your wife, for example.
Oh, well, quite. She wouldn't understand.
She doesn't.
As far as I'm concerned, the whole thing's a miracle, children. Just to think of the act of actually having them, amazing! Sarah, you've got something to be grateful for, haven't you? I mean, just by having those kids of yours, you've been responsible for 2 miracles.
Well, it's not that difficult.
Well, it is to me. I've never done a miracle. I saw a film on it once, childbirth. It came out up to its ears, and I fainted. Mind you, you wouldn't have been looking at it from that angle.
I was unconscious both times.
Ah,
It's afterwards, looking after them.
quite.
That's when it gets difficult.
You must be exhausted. Tell me, how old are they now?
Denise is 7 and Vincent's 5.
That's 7 years you've been looking after children. If it's not impertinent to ask, when did you last have a holiday?
I rather hoped this weekend was going to be one, but it seems...
No, honestly, Sarah, when did you last go on holiday?
I do not remember. It was too long ago.
Exactly. You ought to get away. You should. Can't you say to Reg, I must get away. I must have a couple of days even. I must get away.
He wouldn't take me. And who's going to look after the children? It's no hurry with them. It was difficult enough this weekend. I was racing round, organising things, arranging this.
Go on your own, leave him to look after them.
Him?
Why not?
I wouldn't want to go on my own. I mean, what fun is it on your own?
I'll take you.
I beg your pardon?
What did I take you?
On holiday?
If you'd like to go.
You must think I was born yesterday.
I would.
You really have got a nerve.
I only offered, all right.
First Ruth, then Annie, then me.
Oh, Annie, that was different.
How?
Well, it was. This would be a holiday, just for you. I'd take you around, give you a good weekend. Wouldn't you enjoy that?
No.
Somewhere nice. What about Bournemouth? Have you ever been to Bournemouth?
I have no desire to go to Bournemouth.
All right, I've made you the offer. I'll leave it to you. Think about it. You'd be above board. I book us into a nice hotel. Breakfast in bed. Separate breakfast. Separate bed. Separate rooms. Can't you just imagine it? We'd wake up in the morning, side by side, in our separate rooms, and there's the sea. And we've got all day just to look at it. No husband to chase after. No children to run after.
Just you.
Just me. I'd like to see you happy, Sarah.
Yes.
Is it wrong for me to want to see you happy?
Depends how you do it.
We have fun, I give you a great time. Have you ever been to Bournemouth? It's a great place, laugh a minute.
I can just see us going.
I'd like to make you happy, Sarah.
Pass the jam, would you?
Ah. Now, where's the food?
Where have you been?
What do you mean, where have I been?
Annie was supposed to call you ages ago.
She did. I popped up to Mother.
What for?
With the magazines. I took your magazines up to Mother. You told me to. Oh, Tom's here. Told you he'd come back, didn't I? Well, he's back. I was looking out of the sitting room window, and there he was, lurking in the garden. I told him. I thought he was a cat burglar. I'm ravenous.
Yes, all right. Well, just get yourself a piece of toast. We've got to go.
What's the hurry?
I want to get home early.
What on earth for? The children aren't due back till this afternoon.
And before that, I have to go over the house from top to bottom. You may not realise it, but the house has to be cleaned. It doesn't clean itself.
You did it before we left. Nobody's been in it since. How could it have got dirty?
It's been standing a whole weekend. Besides, Mrs. Bridges comes in to clean tomorrow. I want to make sure it's clean before she does.
Oh, I give up.
You don't understand, you never will.
Not much to eat here, is there?
That's because there's nothing in the house.
You're telling me I've been starving since Saturday on a diet of lettuce and soup.
Now you know what it's like with nobody running round after you, don't you?
Oh, blimey, look at this toast. It's all cold and flabby.
Well, go and make yourself some fresh.
Where?
In the greenhouse. Where do you think?
All right. You're in a really cheery mood this morning, aren't you?
It's difficult, I know, difficult sometimes.
Don't do that.
Why?
Because you're covering me in jam.
Sorry.
Norman,
Hello.
I'm ready.
Right. Would you like a spoonful of jam? That's all there is until Reg arrives with a blazing slight slope.
I can wait.
Right, okay.
Good morning, Sarah. Guess who's not speaking to me this morning? I'll be in the sitting room, Norman, when you can tear yourself away from Mother Doom here.
Coming.
Reg gets home about 6:30 weekday evenings. If you feel like giving me a call any time, I'm usually tied to the house most days. I don't get out much.
I make you happy, Sarah.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Dear, oh dear.
Have you got it?
What?
I thought you went to make yourself some toast.
Oh, I did. I looked at the grill, and I looked at the loaf, and I thought, that's a lot of effort for a piece of toast. I'll make do with this piece.
Well, I've finished.
Oh dear, tea's cold now. Not my day, is it?
No, I don't think it is.
Look, who's here.
Told you he was here.
Morning, Sarah.
Hello, Tom. Bright and early.
Yes, didn't sleep very well, I'm afraid.
Just tea, Tom.
Just a cup, thank you.
It's stone cold.
Oh, hot it up. That's easy enough.
I wanted to apologise for last night.
What?
Well, lashing out Norman. Feel terribly embarrassed about it, totally lost control.
Nobody hurt, fortunately.
Couldn't get my swing, a bit rusty.
Just as well.
Yes, rather.
Anyway, I'm glad you've come back, Tom.
Yes, well, I don't seem to be able to keep away, do
It would
I?
be nice for Annie for this all going.
I'm only here for a second. I'm actually on my way to a horse, Fetlock.
Oh,
She can wait, not too serious.
Let us stand on her three legs for a bit, eh?
No, she can stand all right.
anyway, I'm glad, hope you look after Annie for us.
Yes, well, do my best. I think she really looks after me.
Yes, well, you mustn't let it get too one-sided, must you?
Oh no, I do help.
Depends what you do, though, isn't it?
Oh yes, I did the stealing.
No, I meant a little more than that.
I thought you were in a hurry.
Oh, yes.
Will we see you at Christmas, Tom? Or will you be going to Scotland again?
Probably.
Oh well, sometimes. All the best then.
Are you off?
Yes, we must.
Oh, I'll come and see you've got everything. Here's the tea, Tom. I topped it up.
Thanks.
Back in a sec.
Bye.
Goodbye, Tom.
Bye. Oh no.
All right.
That's fine. All gone, have they?
Just about. Norman and Ruth seem to be having trouble starting their car.
Oh, shall I go?
No, enjoy your tea.
Oh, yes.
Have you got any tea in there, or is it just milk?
No, it is tea. Bit anemic, huh?
I'll make some more in a minute. Quite a weekend.
Yes.
I behaved very badly, I'm sorry.
No, it's me.
No. Tom? Has your opinion of me gone down as a result of this weekend?
Good Lord, no.
I mean, do you think any less of me?
No, sure.
The only reason I said I'd go with Norman was I suddenly felt, well, very lonely.
Yes, I understand. We all get lonely. If you feel lonely again and I'm not here, why don't you give me a ring?
This is a very big house, you see. Most of the time there's just Mother and me here. We'll have to sell it eventually. It's ridiculous.
I wouldn't do that.
We'll have to. We'll have to move somewhere smaller. Maybe Essex or Norfolk or Northumberland.
Bit off the beaten track.
Yes.
Wouldn't see much of me.
No.
Mind you, if you do sell it, make sure you give me first refusal, won't you?
Oh, well, I'm off to see about my horse.
Yes, go and see to your horse.
What else are you doing?
Breaking things for breakfast.
Helpless scooter? Disaster, I cannot start it. Goodness, want a hand? Need one of those Xboxes to give it a show. Right, my pleasure. I'll see you later, Annie.
Yes.
What are you doing? Don't tell me you've eaten all the food. I said you'd be eating the plates eventually. Now the best way to eat a plate is to spread it with a thin layer of jam and then pour custard all over the...
Norman!
Or do you want to make sure it's thick custard?
I want...
Eh? I can't hear you, what?
I want to go to East Grinstead.
Fine, I'll take you.
Will you?
Just say the word. Don't worry, I'll make you happy. Don't worry, I'll make you happy.